stepped on me and said, "Sit down." There are times where I would stand up, but I didn't then. She said, "Go home and write." So I went home that afternoon and I wrote. My fingers are flying on the keyboard, and it came out to be a 14-page letter called "The Miracle That Never Happened." And it got published in This Rock magazine, and if you want to see it, it's on my blog. I put it up again this time. There was a miracle that took place in the wilderness, and there's a miracle that takes place here. And any priest that says it isn't should be ashamed of himself.
You love him?
So that's why I wrote that article. And if you won't hear that in this parish, I'll guarantee it. So I know these guys. That's why I'm here today, by the way.
He's a Catholic convert speaker. He leads tours in the Holy Land.
I came here out of my love for Father Steve and Father John. In fact, Father Steve and I are going in June to the Holy Land and to Jordan for 14 days if you want to come along.
We do.
But I used to be a Baptist. I wasn't always a Catholic. And if you'd invited me here, if Margie had invited me here 15 years ago, I would have been just as enthusiastic and just as eager to be here, but for a completely different reason. I would have come here to get you all saved. Because I was convinced that all of you are going straight to hell, following the old man in Rome who led you with a false gospel and false ideas and the traditions of men, and was leading you all right straight to hell. And if I'd had a chance to come here and get you all born again and believe in faith alone and become real Bible Christians, I would have been here in a heartbeat. And I could go right back into my old shoes and do it right now. And I'll do a little bit of it here because I want you to understand what the Eucharist is and what the alternatives are. When I was a Protestant, I would have asked you, why do you come here and worship a piece of bread? My wife and I, she's in the back at the table there. She's the pretty blonde I've been married to for 32 years now. Best thing I ever did besides becoming a Catholic. We would challenge Catholics and say to them, why do you worship a piece of bread? Don't you understand that you're intelligent people? Some of you are even college educated, and yet you worship a piece of bread. That's not intelligent. We had never been in a Catholic church, my wife and I. January 1st of 1994, we intellectually decided to become Catholics. At that point, we had never been inside of a Catholic church in our whole life out of principle. My wife is the first Catholic in her family in over 400 years.
Wow.
Both of our families rejected us when we became Catholics. We had never met a Catholic priest personally in our life, and we had never met a Catholic who could explain or defend the faith. Every time we met a Catholic and asked them, are you saved and going to heaven? They would say, well, we hope so. We haven't killed anyone. We're trying to be good. And I'd go, gotcha. You don't have a clue. I was convinced Catholics didn't have a clue, and most don't.